All right. So our today's webinar. I haven't talked to you for a while now, but it's glad to see new people, new members, and that we have a crowd who is waiting and who is eager to get some more information about the technology, about the new revolutionary technology that will change the global, change the world, change the global transportation system to take it to the next level. In direct terms, I mean it because we are concentrating mainly on the technology now, which is above the ground. So SkyWay to help us to get new dimension for the transportation systems. But my name is Mihkel. I'm from Estonia, and I've been a presenter and a promoter, also an investor at SkyWay for about 4 years now. So I have had the chance also to visit both our two different certification centers and demonstration centers, all the construction goes on at the moment. Well, touch and see and feel and try with the unibuses and unicars, the models we already have. Well, what the SkyWay leader and the creator of the technology, Anatoli Yunitsky, has already realized with his team. So first of those demonstration centers is located in near Korka, which is about a hour drive from the main city called Minsk. And the other is located in United Arab Emirates, about 30 minutes from Dubai, in a place called Sharjah, and well, itself is called Sharjah Innovation Center. So that's where we are currently constructing our first of those is already completed, certified as well. Huge news. Well, actually, that news came out there, and it was huge because we have a process done for the tropical unicar and for the first track. So that's amazing. And all the drop for, well, it's four-seated luxury version of that is meant for transporting people. Container transportation system that's also already tested and demonstrated as well. The smaller one, the 20-foot transportation system called Unicontent, that one well, the SkyWay teams also showed one to us. But all right. So without further introduction, let's get. We are going to discuss about the technology, a little bit about the history, as you can see on this. Was painted about 100 years ago, and it should, well, the meaning of this picture was to demonstrate how 200 years from that time. So, and well, me myself, I always like to tell people about the situation we are currently in the global terms. Well, at least if that well, Paris, for example, London, New York, and so on, they all have perfect first level infrastructure. By the first level instruction, I mean they have cars, taxis, buses, trams, trolleybuses, name it, they have it. And well, they even have this 0 or -1 floor system, I mean metro or the subway, but the challenges still arouse, new challenges arouse because the population is growing. Most of the workplaces, well, they are living mainly, or they are building houses or buying apartments in suburban areas, and the cities are go to work again each morning, and they all leave the work in the evenings. Causes multiple problems, multiple challenges, and one of that is that we don't have it just inside the cities, and that causes traffic jams. And so we have first our main perfectly developed, and then we have subways as well. So the next to the next level. That's why SkyWay is here. But first, let's take a look all these different. Yes, this SkyWay, but a bit well, with the SkyWay technology itself and with me describing it and explain why than all the existing ones. Look at those we already have today. So the trade, no, I believe that doesn't need explaining, but on the right side, that one is monorail. It's not in every all around the world, but it's in bigger cities, definitely in United States, in Dubai, for example. And it's, I believe, monorail is one of us to the SkyWay technology, because it's also has underneath it, which will above the ground. It rides on the second level, so it doesn't have collides with cars, for example, or any damages coming there. Accidents, so to say. So yeah, it's kind of similar to SkyWay, but let's take now a little comparison between. I brought this slide here as well. So first of all, the track length is limited with monorail, about 15 kilometers. The maximum speed, of course, very important. Well, mostly inside the cities, we don't even need 70 kilometers per hour. If we, well, example, take some lines between cities, then the 150 kilometers per hour with SkyWay more handy or better choice for us. So that one plays a huge role, because SkyWay is a self-driving autonomous system, so it's it controlled and remotely, well, modified if necessary, but it doesn't have a driver board. Then the traffic interval itself, as you can see on this slide, it's huge, more than 10 times. Comes mostly because with SkyWay we have a choice to, well, we have this structure where all these models, so unibuses, they can stay there, and when it's necessary for the to come on the track, on the main as well, then they are called and they serve exactly, or there will be exactly as many models on the track structure at that specific time. So for example, there are, well, the rush hours, unibuses on the track structure driving and riding with people, but if the time is, well, if there are not so many people on the who are waiting for the well, to go from one place to another, then of course there those rush hour models which were used when it's rush hour or at the stations. So, and another very important aspect in comparison with between subways or in that case with monorail is that with SkyWay another model after another model go after each 3 seconds, so we can basically send out a new model after each. The main well, not the problem, but the challenge occurs if we how much time people need to get off the board. So yeah, the time challenge may come there, but that's why the passenger flow can be much higher than with monorail. Huge plus sides too, so it's very flexible. But let's see what else. Of course, subways one bit as well. Then sorry, then this, and it's basically like a tramway, but upside down. So by the technology aspects, it's very similar to tram. Yeah, and this is the cable car on the right side. And then on the left side, basically technology is very similar. And the main difference with cable car on the right side itself stays stiffly on the same spot, so it hangs there on the string on the cable itself moves. So that orange one there is basically an engine which will spin and therefore pulls the as well. So and the machine can stay, the car can stay on the cable. But difference there that the own motor wheels, its own batteries, and it moves on the track structure, not the track structure moves. So that's important to understand. Yes, here it is. And if anything should happen with one model, then as you see perfectly, there are elements in front of the unicars which will attach with each other 100%, so they can either pull or lift the ones out of the station. Yeah, awesome. It's just there are so many different plus sides when we are comparing it with different similar technologies. But let me welcome you to the new age. This is the age of electricity, the age of batteries, chips, and so on, age of artificial intelligence and the smart intelligence, or basically AI. So everything will be at least it's meant to go online. It's meant to go digital. It's just possible to calculate every aspect that we need to understand, to screen all the surroundings. So therefore, we have also the 360-degree, the cameras, the rays that will scan the surrounding. But more in a few minutes. All right. So now let's get on. Let's see why SkyWay. I wrote out 7 reasons. The main reasons why SkyWay is here to stay. SkyWay will be the technology that is going to be used widely around the world globally. Of course, we are patented, so therefore there is no worry somebody is stealing exactly the same idea. And but the first point is that we have the innovation. We are the innovations. We're bringing change into well, category of business where it's very hard to bring any change, as with all these self-driving cars like Tesla is doing, as well the electricity innovation. Well, to be honest, the cars that drove on batteries and were using electricity to move on as a driving force, those were already invented some 100 years and so ago. So it's basically in already existing information that we have that Anatoli Yunitsky has collected, but he has put together this puzzle or these pieces so that nobody has done it before. So therefore we have perfect innovation, no direct CO2 levels that are going to be exhausted from driving. We can use our own energy with the same infrastructure we are going to build. We can build even linear cities, so where people can come to live, and they do not need any personal cars, so to say, and so on. So that the plans are great, and as we know, European and government going toward the smart city solutions. They want to implement all these new technologies and then make the transportation go as human, not the humans need to go as transportation goes. So that's the main innovation. But let's see about the technology itself. So it has this motor wheel I was telling you before. Each model has its own motor wheels. Then we have this derailment system. So basically, if you want to, will stay very heavily to the track structure. It won't go anywhere. And then, as you know, we can with trains. We compare it with trains, for example. Then trains have this. Well, the track structure is built on the ground, so therefore it's only one rail pair that you use. But we have two sides. We have the upside and the downside. Upper side and downside. As you can see on this picture right now here, unibus underneath tracks. A high-speed unibus, which goes up to 500 kilometers per hour, can go on the track structure. So same thing as well for the cargo transportation with the Unicants, the sea containers. So therefore, average speed for sea container example is about 20 to 30 kilometers per hour, because all the stops that are mandatory for truck drivers to take as speedboats as well. So with SkyWay we can take the speed up to 100 kilometers per hour, and we have two simultaneous ways to go at the same time. So that's awesome. So yeah. But the rail itself for the track itself is basically a metal which will cover the interior, and inside there is the string, basically pre-bridge. If we can compare it with the bridge, therefore the supports also do not have to after 30 meters, 25 meters, like with monorail you saw the supports which will hold the track structure. Those were very often placed with monorail, which we can do the length between the supports can be up to a few kilometers even. So therefore it doesn't have ice and so on. Yeah, and of course it's filled with special filler. And what else is very interesting is that we can take the electricity, for example, the Ethernet, yes, the lightning cables and so on, also through the track structure, which and then therefore we can, well, give electricity or internet or fast internet for the surroundings as well. For example, in Africa it would be very helpful. Yes, and here this picture was I took this about, I think, when I went to see the Ecotechnopark in Belarus. near Minsk. It's awesome. Got to try a model that's called Unicar up high there, 50 meters above the ground. It was brilliant. It was quite not yeah, and of course it didn't drove that day 150 kilometers per hour, but it drove up to 50 kilometers per hour. The view was awesome. It was so amazing to see everything above the ground, and then it was smooth. The acceleration smooth experience, and I hope that chance will come back. I believe not this summer, but maybe next years. And of course, we have a chance to go to United Arab Emirates at the moment. We can air travel around the area, all these track structures with their own eyes as well. So yeah, all right. Let's see further. The second point is that it's ecological, as I said before, no direct CO2 extraction. It can produce its own electricity. We can attach basically the solar turbines to the structure itself, so it can charge and charge the batteries because it's all electrical. I have here some pictures as well to share with you. Let's see. Yeah. Yes, this one was not modern. But this one, ladies and gentlemen, is very modern. It is blown every day in Japan, for example. This picture is I found this from the internet, but this Japan, that place, I think it was Tokyo. But there are these people, they are called pushers, and they are specifically hired to push people on the so the last people, they just do not get on board themselves because it's so stuffed already, and then there's unneeded. So imagine if you're going on too early and you need to get out the next stop, then quite impossible. But anyway, this situation goes on constantly. All right. Traffic jams, the growth of population, as I mentioned you in the beginning, this all causes exponentially new challenges that we are facing to solve, and therefore we need just some new solutions. And then SkyWay is one of those. Also, what makes it very ecological is the wind resistance, which is taken to minimum 10 times less than with normal cars. And one main factor is, well, there are two main factors. One is the shape of the body, which will perfectly cut. The other one is that we don't have any screen effect. So there is no asphalt or road underneath model, so the wind can go perfectly beneath the truck and then therefore do not cause any screen effect. Shortly about that. Then of course all the money and the funds that go on maintaining the first level infrastructures, the roads, cleaning the snow, and then the building and reconstructing the already yes. But with SkyWay, we have a chance to go to the second level. This basically makes it much easier to go from one base to another without needing to construct these roads in different shapes. We can. There's a cat there, and basically we can Just a second. I will see what's going on. On my lap, so now we can continue. But yes, anyhow, let's do the next. So better when we are comparing with well, SkyWay with trains as well. Well, they basically serve the same, and it's very possible to connect also the train track with the SkyWay track, so that smoothly track structure to another one as a client or as a customer, well, the passenger, smoothly. But therefore, just a little bit background of constructing new railroads. So first of all, we need to, as well, for example, in Estonia here, they want to construct hundreds of kilometers, well, of new railroad. So bought deeply houses that can stay, or the lands that can stay in the way, as well as they need to take down the and more than dig 7 meters beneath the ground and fill it with special fillers. Then they can go the rail. Or, for example, on the right side there you can see, well, it's the mountain areas where a lot of mountains, for example, in Croatia or in well, Sweden, Norway, then they are basically exploding big new tracks there. It's very, very expensive. It's billions of dollars each year. With Sky, we can go over the mountains. We can, well, in the mountains, we can go from one place to another, or explode any new tracks there. And we have even our own, which is also autonomous, remotely controlled and driven. So, and it can lift tons of material to basically supports or whatever we need in different locations. All right, we're coming to an end. Third point is safety, and I'm gonna show you it's very safe. There was even in Ecotechno Park where only accidentally a tractor drove ahead, well, in front of the base truck, so the bus and the tractor collided. And then what happened was that the cabin of tractor was, well, luckily was well, was alive, so went to hospital. Him as well, so that one was great news. But if we think about with the Unibus, basically cabin was a little bit, well, not off balance, but it was a little bit open. Not the cabin itself, the glass, but it was decks were in it, but it didn't fall off. Well, it was to make course riding ahead or backwarding, so nothing serious happened to it. So that one was one proof as well that strong. And if we look a little bit deeper into the safety, oh, I think we already saw this one. Before 360 degrees and interior as well. We can see all the surrounding. For example, some, I don't know, let's say something can come in a way. Can't realize what can it be. Well, for example, a lot of snow has come, and it's possible. Anyhow, it screens 360 degrees all the time. and if there is any problem, well, it reacts to it. It will stop or start backloading and so on. So it's injection system. And also that one also described you before anything happened one more, so it can't get its energy or it breaks down the motor wheels or any so it will stop. It cannot or back up. So then the other same model that's also on the track come the spot. They will each other these elements and can either lift or pull to the maintenance or to the station. And if that or this previous option is also not possible, then we have straps. This developed system inside the models underneath the seats, so very easy around and around our shoulders, and then we can lift ourselves down. So it was also demonstrated by this who you can see now on the slide in SkyWay community website. If you go and search it, then you will find it, and you can demonstrate till he was safely on the land. It's much safer than this version of driving trains with situation, for example, in India, in Pakistan, and so on. And that to ride this one like that. But all right, today we will here, and I wish you all a great evening, and we will continue with 4 other reasons that I didn't have any time to tell you today. Next webinar, which will take place exactly in 2 weeks. I'll show you the latest news as well. So this will be the 4 other reasons that I didn't mention you today. If some left, there was some very great new news. Of course, you can read in our office, in SkyWay community back office. If you, well, basically under the news section, there are all the news from, well, going back to 5 years. So you can take a look there, and all the documents, the possibilities as well. It will the main tool what we can do, or through what we can about it in as well. So thank you very much. We will see you the same time. So until then, take care of yourself, stay strong, and again quite soon. All right, thank you everybody, and goodbye.